Hey everyone, my name is Colby Uva, and I've been I've been an owner operator and driving traffic to online businesses for more than 15 years. And today's topic is why intensive keyword research is for dummies and what to do instead. All right, let me say this in the simplest way possible. If your business blog isn't going, it's probably not because you didn't do enough keyword research. It's because you didn't publish enough useful content. And I know that might sound like heresy based upon the current advice if you've been listening in the SEO world for any amount of time. Because there's a lot of people on the internet saying that keyword research is just like the most sacred ritual that you must complete before you're allowed to write a blog post. Like a rite of passage that you have to do is do the keyword research. They make it sound like if you don't spend 12 hours inside of Ahrefs or SEMrush and spreadsheets, you're going to accidentally write the wrong thing and Google's going to punish you forever. No. That's not how it works in real life, especially for real businesses. This article is about asking the right question because most people are asking the wrong one. They ask, what keyword should I target? When you should really be asking is, what questions are my customers already asking? And what answers would actually help them buy? That's how you grow a blog to make sales. The Ford quote that explains why you're stuck. So you've probably heard this one. If Henry Ford asked his customers what they wanted, they would have said a faster horse. Exactly. That's basically what most businesses do when they obsess over keyword research. They take the safe route, try to ask the market what it wants by staring at search volumes and keyword difficulty scores, like those numbers are some magical truth serum. But the market doesn't always work in that perfect, neatly labeled way, right? People don't search the way your spreadsheet thinks they search. They search weird, they search emotional, they search incomplete. They search phrases you didn't even predict. They search with typos, slang, brand names, model numbers, neighborhood names, and random questions that no keyword tool is ever going to suggest to you if you don't already know the industry. So if you start with intensive keyword research, you're going to often end up writing the SEO version of a better horse. You write down what looks right on paper and not what actually moves your business. So why intensive? Now, using the keyword intensive keyword is for dummies most of the time. Let's be clear. I'm not saying that keywords don't matter. I'm saying the way people do keyword research is often backward, and it becomes procrastination in disguise. Here's what intensive keyword research usually looks like. Spend weeks building lists. You overthink every phrase. You obsess over search volume like it's the only thing that matters. You get stuck in finding the perfect keyword. You publish nothing. Or you publish one post every month and you're wondering why your blog post or your blog isn't growing. Meanwhile, the business that went online are doing so just something much simpler. They publish a lot, they create an asset library, and they learn what hits, and they refine the winners. That's it. And ironically, that approach ends up capturing more keywords than the over-research approach because you show up for all the long-tail searches you would have never predicted up front. The internet rewards output and usefulness, not spreadsheets. Keyword tools don't know your business like you do. Here's the problem with keyword tools. They don't understand the context of the way that the human understands the context. They don't understand what your customers mean when they say that thing. What happens right before someone buys, what objections stop the sale, what fits, what doesn't, what people call things in your specific market, what your local customers search versus national customers, what's seasonal, urgent, or situational. But they only understand what has already been searched to become a keyword. But some of your best opportunities are not obvious keywords. They're random questions that happen in real sales conversations. The customer calls and says, do I need to replace anything else while you're doing this? But the keyword tool might not show it, or it might show it with 0 volume, let's say, or it might bury it. In the reality, the question is the difference between a small purchase and a large purchase, a quick call and a confident buyer, a one-time customer and a repeat customer. Keyword tools don't know that. You do. So the real growth strategy is write what flows, what aligns with what your customers need. Here's the part that actually works, especially for business owners. Instead of trying to pre-map the whole universe of keyword research, start with topics that flow and align with what you sell. Meaning, what's the most common questions that you hear? The things your buyers misunderstand. The difference between options, the pricing drivers, what to expect topics, the mistakes people make, the stuff that causes refunds, returns, or disputes, the objections people raise right before buying, the comparisons people always ask about. That's not random blogging. That's building an asset base that matches the buying journey. And when you write a bunch of content like that, something interesting happens. You start ranking for keywords you would have never found, because Google is not ranking your post for just one keyword. It's ranking for your post for dozens of keywords, sometimes hundreds of variations. And with ChatGPT and AI stuff, it gets even more important for this. Those variations are where the money comes. Why publish first and refine later? Beats research first, publish later. Let me frame this in the simplest way possible. Option A, intensive keyword research. You try to predict what will work. Spend tons of time planning. Publish slowly. Miss opportunities you didn't think of. Don't build enough momentum to get real data. Option B, publish first, refine later. Publish a lot of useful posts fast. Build a library of assets. Get traction signals. Discover what your market actually responds to. Refine the winners into dominant resources. One of these creates a compounding engine. The other creates a bottleneck. In the world of real business, businesses grow by shipping, learning, and iterating, not by knowing everything before they start. The smarter way to use keywords without being a keyword nerd. Here's what I recommend instead of intensive keyword research. Start with customer questions. Make a list of 50 real questions that people ask. Not keywords, questions. Turn them into posts. Write the posts, publish them. Watch what gains traction. You'll start seeing which posts get impressions, which posts get clicks, which posts get calls, leads, and orders. You have to have a good tracking system for this in order to really see this. Step 4, then look at the keywords afterwards. Now you use the keywords the way they're actually useful. It's not as a fortune telling tool, but as a hint, a directional clue. You look at what Google is showing for your posts, you look at the queries that are triggering impressions, and now you can say, okay, this post is starting to show up for X, Y, and Z. Let's expand it. Let's make it the best resource. That's refinement. That's how you win. Build clusters around what's working. Once a topic starts performing, you build supporting posts around it. FAQs, comparisons, what to expect, pricing, mistakes, and best options. Mistakes are often a great topic to build a cluster around. Now your site starts looking like the top resource in that niche. That's how you're going to go from a blog to the answer. Why you miss the best keywords if you only do research up front. Here's the funny part. When you do the keyword research at the beginning, you're searching like a marketer. When buyers search, they're looking like buyers. They search incomplete phrases, symptoms, urgent needs, near me, before X, can I do this, what if, is it worth it, how long does it take, what does it cost? A huge percent of the valuable searches are long tail and context specific. The only reliable way to catch them is to publish enough useful content that Google starts associating your site with the whole topic area. Your asset library becomes the net. And the more nets you put in the water, the more fish you catch. The real game is to become the top resources, not targeting the perfect keyword. Here's what people don't understand. Google doesn't reward people who did keyword research. Google rewards pages that are the best answer. So the goal isn't find the perfect keyword. The goal is become the best research source for the topics that matter to your business. That happens through volume and refinement. Build enough content that your site has authority, then refine the winners into cornerstone resources. That's how you build something that lasts. Why you should ask me for help instead of living in keyword spreadsheets. This is where I come in. Most business owners don't have the problem of not knowing keywords. They have the problem of not publishing consistently, not knowing which posts to write first, not having a system for internal linking and compounding of your resources, not knowing how to refine posts into winners, not knowing how to connect content to sales. My approach is simple. Get a bunch of content out there fast. It's an asset base. Make sure it aligns with what you sell. Build internal links so it compounds. Watch what gets traction. Refine those winners into top resources. That's how you win without getting stuck in the keyword research paralysis. And you've got a business to run, that's the only approach that makes sense. The bottom line, intensive keyword research is for dummies. When it becomes the reason you don't publish. Keyword tools are fine as a compass, they're not your engine. The engine is publishing helpful content consistently, building a library of assets, letting the market show you what it wants, refining into dominance where it aligns with your business. If you want traction, stop trying to predict everything up front. Ship content, build assets, refine winners. And if you want someone to help you do that quickly without wasting time in spreadsheets, reach out. I can help you build the asset library first and then turn it into a compounding organic growth machine.